whether it's climate change or ecological destructions or, of course, polarization, misinformation, breakdown of democracy. Bias is really the building block of all these challenges.
You've come to this work because of who you are and your background. Tell me about that. What is the personal history that brings you to this?
I am an immigrant to the United States. My family moved to the US when I was 10 years old. A lot of the slurs became directed at me for being a heathen, being a pagan, being a terrorist. After 9/11, I was in New York City and I would just have people call me Osama bin Laden on the street and ask me to go back to where I came from. And as a young person, I didn't know how to deal with any of these things. These things weren't sexy to talk about, so I would just repress them. I would just be like, okay, well, I'll just ignore them. They're just ignorant, and go about my way. And the way I thought I could really succeed in this new home of mine was just, to excel academically, professionally, which I did. I went to college, I went to grad school at Cambridge, graduating top of my class, then went off to law school. And throughout this time, I was kind of following the thread of what is this thing called bias? Why are people cruel to one another just for no other reason than their being? And it was in law school. I went to law school to study human rights law, civil rights law, and we're studying all of the case law that has made us who we are, civil rights legislation, international human rights law.